So NASDAQ market pretty much just trades flat today, and most of my attention is now focused on MSTR. But it's not necessarily just to short it, it's actually possibly to go long on it. So let me go ahead and break this all down. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky. A lot of you guys know that, especially recently, I've been focusing on heavily shorting MSTR as it went from highs of what was that? $548 all the way to lows of 300, losing 44% of its value in just a few weeks. Now, the issue is Bitcoin is not breaking below 90,000. And right, I can hope for something to happen, just like MSTR bag holders can hope for MSTR to skyrocket, but it's not presenting itself. That's not what the market is telling us. As of right now, we have a really strong support at 90,000. We didn't even break below 95 today, and you just have to accept it. So today, I actually ended up closing out my short on MSTR. But before we even talk about that, I want to talk about SOUN. This is what had most of my attention today. I made a video about it earlier today, and I still think that, again, it's a very unique opportunity if price action supports it. We saw a huge gap up to highs of $25 per share, and at one point, SOUN was up over 23 to 24%. It corrected itself in the final 30 minutes of the market, but I announced it to my LPP team that because we were running out of time, I didn't want to force a trade that I would later end up holding overnight. A lot of you guys know is that when I take these trades, I take them as just day trades. I don't like to carry any of these positions overnight because they come with an uncontrollable amount of risk because you can't manage your risk overnight. And because of that, again, I just had to accept that I love the reversal opportunity. I thought it was a beautiful setup. I simply just ran out of time and never got confirmation of this thing selling off. And if my criteria is not being met, I have to hold myself accountable as a trader and just to make sure that I don't overtrade and simply hold back. So that's what I ended up doing with SOUN. I just held back today, but MSTR is where most of my money was made. So if we look at MSTR, I closed out my trade completely. I walked away with $6,300 on the day, and I left myself with no open shares. And the reason I left myself with no open shares is I normally leave myself with -1, which means that I have one active short share open. But I want to be open to the idea of going long. The reason why is that it is beginning to slow down. It's beginning to consolidate. It's still trading below the moving average. It's still kind of bearish on MSTR. But if Bitcoin does find within itself to hold its ground here, there's some gap up potential. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to go long on MSTR. I'm just saying that it's a possibility. And remember, this is just as a day trade, and my trade criteria is not your trade criteria. MSTR is an incredibly risky stock, and it's really derived around the idea of Bitcoin. When Bitcoin goes up, MSTR goes up. When Bitcoin goes down, MSTR goes down. And just like we talked about it earlier, right? The rally that we had on Tuesday of this week is what we experienced here from lows of 327 to highs of 360. But the retracement that we saw today, it sold off about 5%, is because we saw the retracement from highs of 98, 97, all the way to lows of 95, 96. So as long as MSTR continues to consolidate here, you have to be able to understand, or Bitcoin continues to consolidate here, you have to understand that MSTR will most likely do the same. It will trade the lows and it will trade the highs. And especially if you are shorting something that is showing signs of a support, you don't want to put yourself in a tough spot and carrying a short that might end up turning against you. So again, like I've said it before, all I want to focus on is direction and whatever the price action tells me. I really don't care so much about these indicators. I care more about what the market is telling me and are we bullish or are we bearish? And it looks like we're kind of slowing down in how much it's selling off. So therefore, we could assume that a support might be forming and we can wait for confirmation of a reversal. And remember, all of this depends on if we get confirmation. If there's no confirmation of a reversal, then there's no trade that needs to be taken. But I'm going to be paying very close attention to this during tomorrow's live trading session. Is Bitcoin going up? And then MSTR should follow. And if Bitcoin is not going up and it's selling off, then again, I can continue to short MSTR if Bitcoin continues to show that it's actively selling off. But again, Other than that, we'll talk about this in a little bit more detail in tomorrow's live trading session. Just wanted to share with you really the two focuses that I had today, and that's with the reversal opportunity on SOUN, but never got confirmation of it. So it's still something that I set my alerts on, and I'm still waiting for. We'll see tomorrow. But also MSTR, I'm known for normally shorting it, but I want to present the idea that I would consider going long on it if it meets my criteria with that confirmation of reversal. I'll make sure that I keep you guys posted. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. And if you want to tune on into my live trading session tomorrow, the second link in the description down below will get you in for $1 a day. And that sale is coming to an end at the end of this year. As soon as the next year starts, again, prices will be doubling. And remember, it's a one-time payment, lifetime access. And if you want to join right now for $1 a day, second link in the description down below. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.